Hey there, welcome to the Luz Lumiere channel. Welcome to, I don't understand. Welcome to this reading. It's called What's Going On With Me? It's a pick a card, pick a stone. I found my cards, but I would just use the stones. They seem to be loud. Here we have a Malachite stone. This is my new baby. Here we have Selenite. Here we have Carnelian. My Carney. Here we have a rose quartz. My Rosie. She's so cute. Alright. I will be shuffling off camera. If that's something that bothers you, this may not be the video for you. If none of these resonate with you at this moment, it's okay. Don't force it. Come back later and watch it when it feels like it may have something for you. Okay? If they all resonate, maybe see if check yourself before you, I don't think you wreck yourself, but just, calm down. If none of this resonates again, come back later or don't force it. Okay? Don't force stuff to resonate for you. The timestamps will be in the description box below, or some people like to put them in the comments as well. I tend to put them in the description box when I can. So I will see you in your respective message, and a bientôt. Hey Carnelian, welcome to your what's going on with you, right? What's going on with me? Let's find out. I'm going to shuffle off camera and I'll be back with your cards. Okay. And the top card is feeling some type of way, and this is Embrace. I'm going to leave that right there. I feel like you may be feeling a little out of sorts over something that, is this zoomed in or what? I feel like you may be feeling a little out of sorts over something that you care about. I feel like you're trying to cope. You're trying to make it work. You're trying to make it make sense. You're trying to find the good and the positive in the experience, because it doesn't seem like it's going as well as you would have wanted to. Not even like it's going as well as you would have wanted it to, but it doesn't seem like it's almost like someone who has always wanted to be a mother, has always wanted to be pregnant, has always wanted to have that experience, and when they have it, they're just like, yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Like their pregnancy is not what they imagined. It's what they wanted, but it's not what they imagined. Like someone who finally wants to be with somebody and they have it, but it's like not what they thought it would be like. I'm getting it's a little bit like, not, I suppose it's more in the negative spectrum of things, but it's more of like, this is the median, and this is negative, this is positive. If this is the median, it's like, it's not as bad. Like, it's not all the way over there. It's just there's like some discombobulation. There's some like, oh, okay, all right, things are a bit rocky. Things are a little bit, oh, fear, hello. Things are a bit, oh no. Things are a bit, I don't know, my articulacy, it's so shit when it comes to reading. My vocabulary goes out the fucking window. Jeez Louise. Welcome to 3rd grade. So, but that's how it like comes through for me. So I don't know why I get fucked with like this. In any case, yeah, I feel like though it's still something that you wanted, or something that you wanted to have, or are happy to have. It does seem like it's something long term, like not something where it's like, oh, I thought I could eat this meat pie, and this meat pie sucked. And it's like not something short term, it's like something that you wanted, you finally got it, or you have it, it's with you, but it's not what you expected. I'm getting it, it's not what you expected. And so I feel like you may be losing some faith. You may be losing, not losing necessarily, but it's rocky. You're like, eesh, I don't know. Maybe maybe I made the wrong choice. Maybe I don't know if it'll ever be what I thought it could be, or if it could be better or something like this. It's similarly to when someone's having a tough pregnancy. It's like 9 months of, geez, I hope this phase doesn't last the entire 9 months, or like when you're a long distance person, you guys finally maybe move in together, or even if you've just been seeing someone, you finally move in together. And it's like, ooh, I wasn't expecting this. Or for some people, even when they're single, they're like, ooh, I wasn't expecting this. Or someone gets a job that they've wanted, that promotion or recognition, and they're like, oh, I didn't know it came with this. So it's sort of this, can I do it? Am I able? Will this thing be okay? Will this thing turn around? And you're still quite hopeful, but you also have this sort of fear. I don't feel like you'll be leaving this situation, at least of your own will. I feel like you're wanting to stick with it, even with the discombobulation, even with the, excuse me, I hope you did not hear that. Even with the rockiness, I feel like you want to, yeah, it's awesome. I feel like you want to, I'm laughing because it says dominion, like you want to dominate it, like you're not going anywhere. I feel like of your own will, right? Like of your own will, if everything was based off of your will, you're not trying to leave this situation or whatever this is for you. You want to stick it through and see it to the end, or see it to fruition. In the same way that you can't just, I mean, you can. You can't just abort mission when you have a baby. But I feel like you did want something. Maybe you saw your experience in wanting it. You're a part of what was fueling you wanting what you wanted was because of maybe seeing others who have it, seeing others who had it, in whatever way, and you wanting that same thing that they have for you. But I feel like overall, it seems like you're embracing the situation. Yes, you have your fear. Yes, you have your doubts. Yes, you have your like, jeez, you have your instability and thoughts of, I don't know if I really belong in this place. I don't know if I really will do well in this, but I feel like you are still and will still be trying to take this to a state where you're happy with it, where it's what you imagined. I feel like you're looking at it a little bit even more realistically as opposed to stylistically, according to how you had seen it with other people. You're looking at it with, okay, what is the reality of this? Or even, not even like that. That sounds really harsh, actually. It just seems like you're looking at it in terms of like, what could this look like for me? Like now that I'm here and I realize I'm in this thing that I wanted, what was it that I really wanted about it? What's possible? And how can I get there? It's like that. It's a very beautiful, for me, empowering sort of sovereign stance. And it's not so wishy-washy, but there's still that desire, that dream, that beautiful sort of innocence of unknown, the innocence of like of a fairy tale, it's still there. You haven't lost it, which is really nice. I don't think it would be good to lose it. I feel like it's still there. I suppose you could call it hope, but I don't like hope. I feel like you're clinging to the dream. Not even clinging, like you still have the dream, but you're also looking at whatever is going on for you in a way that's like, okay, these are the cards I have on my table. These are the ingredients I have. What can I make from this? And you're going a step further with the dreamlikeness of saying, what beautiful thing can I make from this? What's the most delicious thing I can make from this? So there's still that looking at the pieces of the reality that you have, being grounded and being like, okay, that person made that over there, but clearly I ain't got that, or I have it, but I don't know how to, or da 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 da. I don't know if I can really do all of that. But what can I do given this, with what I have within my control, in my power? That's really beautiful. Well fucking done, bro. I'm not sure if you knew that about yourself, but cheers. May I have some guidance for Carnelian regarding this, please? Serendipity. You got this, bitch. you be alright. This is yours. I'd like to think that that's nice. I'm happy that the guidance fits with what I was feeling. In terms of, you're not wrong in wanting this thing. I feel like the course correct, the pivot that you'll be undergoing in order to make this bow down to you, make this work for you, and still achieve this dream, still have this wonder about this, is from your higher self, is from your spirit. It's that little juice, that little drug, that little incentive that like your inner being is saying, no, but wait, like the nectar though, like it could be sweet, like, you know, once you have that baby, like it will be more than you thought, or whatever. Like, you know, if you hang in there and you just, you know, do your very best and you course correct and pivot what you need to, this is going to work out in the way that that's going to work out for you, that's going to feel right. So I feel like, well done. I feel like your guidance is carry on, keep holding on, and keep dreaming, and also dreaming in a grounded way, in a way that you have control over what you have in front of you. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Keep your light on, babe, and best of luck. Cheers. Hey, Selenite, honey. Welcome to your What's Going On With You? What's Going On With Me? reading. I'm going to shuffle off camera, and I'll be right back with your message. Ta-da! All right. Yeah, okay. It seems like you're feeling a little bit confused over what to do. It seems like you need to move, but then you also stop yourself from moving. Because perhaps you're afraid of making a mistake. Because perhaps you're afraid of, oh, babes. Because perhaps you're afraid of making a mistake. Making a wrong move. Making a wrong choice. Is this about choice? It feels like it would be. It seems like it would be about choice. It seems like you may not have forgiven yourself or forgiven whatever the situation may be about for you. A situation in your life. You may not have forgiven it. You may not have asked for forgiveness from yourself for a previous choice, for a previous decision, for a previous action, for a previous inaction. And that is what's holding you back from moving forward, moving again, whether it's forward or whatever, but it's what's holding you back from moving. You're stuck in your own mind. You're stuck in your own heart. You're stuck in some past experience that was quite tumultuous, that has yet to really be settled within you. And therefore that's keeping you stuck. And that's unfortunate, because it seems like it's blocking your happiness. Because you also don't believe or know that you can be happy if you make the next move, if you make a next step. Or whatever that action you're meant to take is. I feel like you may have to make some choice, and what's going on with you is you may be having to make some sort of action. I don't know why I keep saying choice, but you maybe have to take some sort of action. But due to the past is heavily influencing the type of action you want to take. This is where, shit, my motto would be, this is where you'd have to go into some shadow work and really reconcile or do what you can to unpack whatever happened in the past that you are still healing from, that is still very, very much active in you, that is affecting your ability to move with all of you forward, or at least more than 50% of you. Because it seems like you're not to say spiritually lost, but it seems like you're overly analyzing, you're overly uh, even the signs that are coming your way are a bit confusing, you know, where you're like, show me a sign of whether I should make this move now, or show me a sign of which move I should make. And like, you see a sign, but you don't know which way it's really telling you to go. Or even if you pull some divinatory tools, they show you something and you're like, okay, but this isn't saying go this way or that way. This isn't saying go here and go hard, or go here and go soft, or don't go here at all. Like, even the messages that are coming towards you are just blocked. They're incoherent. They don't make sense. I've been there before, bro. It fucking sucks. It's so fucking dumb. Sucks. You're an empathetic overload, and it seems like also some of that, or most of that, I feel, is from some situation. I don't know if it's happened recently or if it's happened in the past. I want to say it's maybe happened in the past, but again, I mean, the past is like 2 seconds ago as well, right? But it seems like to be something that's really affecting you moving, you taking action. It's maybe even blocking your happiness because you're really afraid of either, you know, ending back up to where you've been, ending back up to a situation that's happened before. I knew someone. Wow, verbs. I knew someone who used to be homeless, and this person would get extremely triggered when money became scarce for them. And this, to me, feels like that situation where even when it came to making some sort of action, taking some sort of moves, even if they may have known what moves to make, or something, if they were stuck, you know, they were impaled by their past. They were impaled by their fear of the mistake that they made in the past, the misstep that they made in the past. And hadn't really, I mean, maybe they had, but, you know, forgiving is such a, I have a whole speech on like forgiveness, but they hadn't internally, or even it maybe even had come up again, right? Because just because you forgive doesn't mean you forget. The shit's still there. Sometimes it does get a little bit flared up, in the same way that when someone has some sort of wound, it flares up when it's cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, the wound is healed, it's covered to the best of its ability, but the shit'll get triggered when things in the environment have trigger it. So it's almost like in if that's the case, it's almost like not shutting out that thing that happened in the past, but more so attending to that in an effort to move. I keep wanting to say move forward, but then I also keep stopping myself. But in order to move, I experienced this myself as well. It's where before you make a decision about something, that decision isn't just about a future, it's also about the past. And there's something about reconciling or revisiting the past experience and finding your way through that, unpacking it, acknowledging it, and going a little bit deeper in that, so that it clears the path for you to make the move next, to make the decision, to make the choice in moving forward. It helps clear up the emotional and mental and intuitive gunk, because that gunk is coming from a situation that's flaring up in the past. That's what I'm getting here with that. So yeah, there's seems to be some fear and sadness around even making a wrong choice, making a wrong move, doing the wrong thing, in fear, deep fear that the shit that happened in the past will happen again. However, if you are to move, I will say move cautiously as well. If I was to add a layered message to this, move cautiously, but it does seem like you should move. Submission in reverse. So yeah, try not to submit to this energy. Okay, try not to submit to the energy in that what the energy is telling you. The energy is telling you you will make a mistake. The energy is telling you you will suck. The energy is telling you you will make the same move that wasn't satisfactory in the past or whatever. You will make the ill decision. Don't submit to that. Submit, though, to the part of you that those thoughts are coming from. Go into that part and see why those are the thoughts that are coming up. Okay? I can't go much deeper than that. This ain't just, that's something I do for the membership because then I can keep beating a dead horse. Why does that saying exist, bruh? Because the funny thing is I actually forgot these two are essentially a very similar message. This in reverse and this in reverse is the same message. This one talks about accountability. So I will say, something that I briefly touched on, there is forgiveness of self, right? Forgiving yourself for really acknowledging your past and seeing what happened. But I want to say that this situation, whatever it is, may have to do with somebody else and maybe where you fucked up. Or perhaps you did something that injured somebody else or hurt them or someone else. If that's the case, you may need to revisit that situation with that person, with that experience, and ask for forgiveness, or at least put your best foot forward and propose your side in an effort to explain, but at the same time, more so healing the past. So if this does have something to do with someone else that you may have caused or inspired some sort of pain or hurt or detriment, all these words are so like deep. If that's something that this experience may be about, what if I hurt them again? Go back to the person who you may have hurt. If I can, let's say you hurt someone in a relationship, right? Let's say that you hurt someone in a relationship and you've grown, and this is a good story, right? You've grown and you're like, oh no, I'm better than this. And you see someone who you care about and this person is like, woo, 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 yay, 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 you. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm getting flashbacks to the other person in the past who that's how shit used to be. I'm afraid that I might hurt this person as well. I'm afraid that I might fuck up this relationship as well. Whether it's platonic or whatever the fuck it is, right? Even if it's with the same person or whatever, it would be worth here to either reconcile within yourself, but even maybe go back to the person who you may have inspired some sort of something within them, and see what you can do about healing that relationship or healing that rift or healing that part of you that is clinging on to that person, that past thing. I don't know what it'll look like for you. Sometimes healing is literally just saying, hey, I'm really sorry, and you never got to say you're sorry. You never reached a place in your life where you got to say you're sorry, Canadian. And it's worthwhile, whether or not that person forgives you or not. At least you made the true effort to make amends for something that a past you did. And even though that's not you anymore, I still personally believe, especially when I see this here, that it's worthwhile to make that effort, because you don't know that you're not just healing yourself, you're healing that person and the other people they will touch in their lives and the other people you will touch in your life. And I feel like from attending to that, Selenite, you will be able to move through some of these things and at least move forward. Take the action that will be like that, like more at peace with who you are now. If it's that type of a situation where you did harm somebody or you did sort of inflict some pain or hurt on somebody or some misfortune, it may be worth to revisit that situation, and then so that when you're moving forward, at least you've done that. I wish you luck, babes. I feel like your guidance is already here, but what's the guidance for Selenite given this situation? To be fair, TikTok, divine timing. So if the situation is something that's happened in the past, it may be the right time for you to make some sort of amends. 38. It may be time for you to be fair. Time for you to buckle up, buckle down, and do the thing that you weren't able to do in the past, or redo the thing that you weren't able to do in the past, so you don't continue bringing this with you into your potentially happy next phase. Okay? I wish you everything. Okay? Keep your light on, and good luck. Hey, hi there. Hey there, Malachite. This is your stone. This is your what's going on with me? Yeah? This is your what's going on with me reading. Isn't he lovely? I'm gonna shuffle off camera, and I'll meet you back here with your message. Okay. You got happy, which is cute. You got blessed and TikTok. Stop. You got time for a nap. And you also had Spider Woman and who my girl at? Mott. That's co-creation and truth and protection. They want to go over there. They were hanging out, and they were like, let's go talk to Malachite real quick. I said, okay, I guess if that's what you want to do, then do it. And you also had a little bit of a Yuki Onna and Saraswati. If you've been working hard, someone is scared to take a break. Yeah, someone is scared to take a break. Aw, girl. If you're a woman, I don't like being called girl, or a man who doesn't like being called girl, I don't think of it as, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna call you girl. It's in my tongue, you know? Girl, what's good? I feel like, this looks like someone who works quite a lot. Someone who's worked hard, who maybe has reached a certain point. But it's like you never reach a certain point. Like, you reach the point, but you never do. Yeah. It's someone who, this is fucking sad. I mean, like, it's like, I get it. It's someone who I'm picking up on here, is someone who works hard. Dare I say it, works fucking hard. Does their shit. And they reach their goal. But then they also don't reach their goal. Because as soon as this person, if this is the goal, as soon as they get, like, around here, they move the finish line. And they're like, oh shit, I gotta keep going. And they move the finish line. Oh shit, I gotta keep going. So, like, you reach it and you surpass it. But you then also push the finish line. And it's like, this happens as humans, right? This is life. You want to meet somebody, then you say, when are we going to date? Then you date, and then you're like, when are we going to become official? You become official, and you're like, when are we going to become whatever? There's always steps. There's no there when you get there, as my mom says. My mom says. However, I feel like this is someone who, this Malachite person here, you maybe, is someone who, fuck, dude, you fucking, like, chill out. Like, give yourself that kudos. You can relax. It's almost like you don't want to fall behind. But it's like you don't really even have an actual definition of what you don't, not that you have a definition of what falling behind is. It's just that that definition is always right. Like you're always falling behind and yet you aren't. You're always reaching what you're reaching for and yet you aren't. You know, like in life, you're not falling behind. In life, you've reached what you want to reach, and obviously you keep reaching, but it's like it's a bit, I don't know, I don't want to say insidious, but it's a bit that type of thing where it's like from your perspective, you're still behind. From your perspective, you have to keep going. But it's like you won't. You never will. From looking at it from how you see things. Because even if you do reach this point, you never reach this point in your mind. You keep, as soon as you get close to that point, you're like, nah, it gets higher and higher. So you reach levels of success, you reach levels of what you want, but the thirst is real. The thirst is so real. It's just, it seems like what you're thirsting for isn't what you're going for. Or you keep chasing this thirst, but it's like you're chasing fucking lemon instead of water, you know? That's not really it. You are chasing water. It's just that you keep turning water into lemon. And so you keep wanting to quench your thirst. It's not enough. You're not satisfied. But it's not that, I don't want to say healthy and unhealthy. It's not that like human thing where we're like, oh, but I want more. It's like, you know, The Greatest Showman? It didn't matter how far he reached. He was, there we go. It's a decent example. It's a decent example. There's this movie called The Greatest Showman. I don't know what you're doing with your life if you haven't seen it yet. I don't, stop and go watch and come back, okay? JK, watch it after this. Give me my views, girl. No. We can play, right? We can play a little bit. Break this energy a little bit. Crack, crack, crack. In The Greatest Showman, 30-30. In The Greatest Showman, it's a movie about this person who wants to be the greatest showman. He wants to be the very best. Kind of like Ash in Pokemon. It's just he also has this deep inferiority complex. And so he's always trying to essentially feed his inferiority complex. He's trying to quench it. He's trying to give it the water that it needs. It's just in his mind, the water that it needs is more fame, the best of the best. He gets the hottest girl in the block in his heart. He gets the girl who he falls for. Look, I'm ruining the movie, but I'm not. You should still watch it. It's beautiful. It's so good. He gets the girl that he wants, okay? He has an amazing love affair with her. They have this beautifully deep bond. They have beautiful children. He reaches his goal of having this woman. She's from a rich family. So even that, you would think, you know, he has the rich girl, and he doesn't see her as the rich girl. He sees her in a pure way, in that she's the woman that he wants. So, however, he's the poor boy, and she's the rich woman, the rich girl. And when he has her, he would think, in the back of his mind, I'm sure, in sort of his shadow consciousness, there's a part of him that says, I'm good enough now, right? But it's like there's another part in his shadow consciousness that goes, no, you're not. You need more. You need to do more. You think you're worthy of this? So it's almost like the more he gets, the more he feels more unworthy, the more he feels even more insecure. And so he goes, you know, I'm going to do this. And he does it. And he succeeds. But then he doesn't in his mind. There's always something more, which is a human thing. Again, it's a human thing to want more. It's a human thing to want to succeed and go beyond and keep going and keep pushing. It's a beautiful human trait. I think we're really fucking great, right? But then when it's coming from a certain place, when it's coming from that like insecurity for him, where he's ever trying to achieve mastery, but never gives himself the acknowledgement that he has achieved mastery. So he has the girl, he has the daughters, he has the wife. He has the people, but he also has the accomplishment here, and he goes, I want more. He gets the accomplishment here. I want more. He gets the accomplishment here, and then he just starts pushing them boundaries, baby. He starts pushing them boundaries. I want that person. I want to work with that person. I want to do this thing. I want to do that thing, and he just keeps pushing away himself from what, in the movie it goes, what really fills him. But it's essentially he's chasing this thirst. He's chasing this thing that will quench his thirst. He's chasing fame. He thinks when he gets fame, he will be quenched. He will be happy. But he gets fame and he's like, no, maybe it's this other fame. He gets that fame. Nah, maybe it's this other fame. He gets that fame. Nah, it's this chasing, trying to quench a thirst, being a dead horse, that you never allow yourself to actually quench. Because in some ways, you're chasing the wrong thirst. You're chasing the wrong quencher. You're not chasing water, you're chasing lemonade. It's all well and good to want to be the very best that ever was. However, do you acknowledge yourself when you get there? Or do you belittle yourself, I could have done this? But, it's that kind of thing where this person, sure enough, not to say like what's going on with you is you ought to be happy. You could be happy. Shit, you could be. But I feel like more so this is guidance of playing where you're at. I feel like, yeah, I really fucking do. I feel like for you, Malachite, it's about relaxing and taking inventory and taking a breath and seeing like, shit, I've worked, man. I've worked. Let me enjoy. Let me enjoy the fruits of my labor. Let me acknowledge the fruits of my labor so that you're not constantly chasing something that, fuck, you already probably have in some cases. I call this, I do this, I'm a coach in my life, right? And a speaker. And I have a segment of my keynote speech talks about how, this is major, this is some deep shit, so you better listen up, girl. I talk about how, this is a membership content right here. I talk about how sometimes we're like dogs where we're chasing our own tail, not knowing that it's on us already. We're chasing something that we don't even realize we already have. And how painful it is to continue chasing something that you fucking have already. How horrible is that? Because how much time is being spent? How much energy, how much resources is being spent chasing something that you already fucking have on your being? Like, it's yours, baby. It's on you already. You don't need to chase it. So, in any case, I'm gonna stop there before it's already been a bit longer than I wanted it to be. It's time for a nap. The message for time for a nap says, you are a human being, not a human doing. Is it possible you're suffering from workaholism? Could you be the one who thinks it's your job to save everyone, to be there for everyone, to go, until you can barely see straight? You've gone as far as you can. You've worked hard and nourished people and projects. Now you're an empty well and have no reserves for others or for yourself. Don't let your ego keep you going full speed when your body and spirit need rest. Exhaustion is calling you to stop what you're doing altogether. Take a break. If you don't, the appearance of this card could portend to a possible illness that stems from being totally overwhelmed. You'll feel like a new person if you take a break. Do it now. Take a fucking break, bar. You'll be alright. You're blessed. You have time. You can stop time. Stillness is here. Yugi Onna will pause the shit for you to do what you need to do. Mastery, you may already have it. I've never actually had a meeting with this lady, Saraswati. I don't know what she says. I feel like you may feel like you have to work alone, but it's just, you know what, you take a break. I'm not even gonna pull guidance for you. I feel like it's pretty fucking clear. Enjoy your world. Enjoy what is around you. Enjoy your space. Okay, enjoy. Find time to enjoy your, I will pull some guidance for you. Find time to enjoy your, enjoy what you can, you know? You may be just exhausted. Loyal heart. Loyal heart talks about, it actually touches on co-creation. Spider Woman, co-creation is partnering with spirit. Loyal heart is spirit will be your partner, right? And others will also prove that they're faithful to you and will help you. So I feel like you don't have to do everything alone. There will be other people to help pick up the slack or to help you. And you'll see that. At least look for the fact that you look for evidence in your world that what's yours will be yours. That your tail is on you already, and that you're not going to be left alone by what matters if you were to enjoy what's around you. Okay? Also, be loyal to you. Show yourself some loyalty. Show yourself some affection. Give yourself some time to play in what's good for your heart. Did you want to draw? Draw. Spend some time with you, taking care of you. Keep your light on, babe, and good luck. Hello, Wozy. Hello, my Wozy. What's going on with you? Let's find out. I'm going to shuffle and bring your message right back. Okay. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I feel like, just to say, perhaps, one of you, may have either been kissed or may have been given a sentiment of affection from someone, and you were like, no, bitch. Sorry. You were like, nah, son, no way. And you ran away. Alternatively, you may have recently told somebody or shared some affection with somebody, and they were like, no thanks. And they ran away. So there's that story there. What's going on here? What's going on with you? I don't know why. Then there's also this message of like things may not be going the way you want them to be or the way you would have liked them to be, but you're like okay with it. like I don't know why. It's such a weird message. I don't know who this one will resonate with. I really don't know. I'm very curious to know what your story is. What's another story? This one is so weird. Yeah, I feel like someone here has more or less like surrendered, and it's one of those like, man, fuck it. Like not even like that. It's like those moments. I don't know if you have them. I have them in my head, but I don't think I've ever physically had them. Where you're laying in your bed, back against the bed, face and body just vulnerably up towards the ceiling, and your arms are maybe like in a starfish style, and your legs maybe also in that sort of position, and you're just looking at nothing in particular but facing the ceiling, and you're like, you know what? I give up. I just like it's like a series. Not to say it's a series of unfortunate events, but it's the kind of vibe of like, man, things may not be going as well as you would have wanted them to, or as well as you would have hoped them to, as well as you would like them to, but you're trooping. Like you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna make the best of it. I'm just gonna do what I can. I'm gonna make the best of it. This is a rough patch for me, or this things are just going, so well in this particular area, and shit, it is what it is. Like, you're still able to have fun. You're still able to enjoy. You're still able to find some bliss in your days or whatever. At the same time, you also find, or it finds you, where like sadness finds you, where you really see your situation for what it, not what it is, but the sort of dark, the not so appealing side of it, I'll say, where you're like, fuck, like I don't want to be here, but shit, like not even I don't want to be here. You're just like, shit, things just keep, not say things just keep not working out, because there's some things that do work out here. But like you kind of reach, you have moments where you mourn for where you're at. Yeah. Where you mourn for where you're at. Where you'll lament at, man, I can't, like, how long, I'm not sure if, I don't even think you even say how long do I have to be here for, or how long is this going to last for. I'm not sure if it's really what you're saying. I feel like it's more so the vibe of like, boo-hoo-hoo, and that's not disrespectful. That's like a real thing, like where you're like, oh man, like crying, or even just feeling boo-hoo-hoo of like, I don't know. It's like when someone's been wounded, like a physical wound, and they look at their wound, they see that it's a fucking wound. The wound's gonna be there. It's there. And so sometimes you just cry because you feel sorry for yourself, or sometimes you just look at it and you feel sorry for yourself, and rightly so. I mean, nobody asked for that. And you lament, you mourn, but it's not something that you are pushing to really change, oddly. You've like accepted it, but you'll still, I like this. This is good. Like this is, I don't know how you're managing this, but you're doing well. I'd say if this is what you're going through, it's you. Ooh, you powerful girl. If you are a woman who doesn't like being called girl, or if you are a man that doesn't like being called girl, I just say girl. Like it's on my tongue. It's like darling. Except darling is not on my tongue. Yeah, it's just I feel like this is someone who is doing well from from like an observer's perspective, as in the spiritual observer's perspective. Like they're handling life decently, where they're giving themselves time to lament and mourn, and they're also giving themselves time to enjoy and play. That's awesome. That's really like the best way you can kind of go through life. Honestly, accepting both the highlights and the lowlights, and seeing them as a part of it, not necessarily vilifying the lowlights and exalting the highlights, and more so enjoying the highlights and also acknowledging the lowlights. And I feel like this is the overall message that I'm getting from this one. I'm not going to go into that whole story of someone who was shafted. But even if it's someone who was shafted, like maybe the person's like, shit, well, fuck. I'm single. Yeah, I'm sad that this person didn't want me, or whomever you're dealing with is, whatever. But look, shit, fish in the sea, baby. I'm a prance through these fields. Two different metaphors. Not working out. Prancing through the fields like a horse. Fish in the sea like a fish. I'm going to go out tonight. I'm going to have fun. And you do have fun. But then you also, like, lament over the fact that, fuck, like, I really wish da-da-da-da-da. But you're not depriving yourself of either spectrum of emotion and experience. What's the guidance for rose quartz here? Thanks. It's funny. This is exactly it. You're doing this already. You're not taking, I mean, you may be, right? You may be, especially when you're experiencing the lowlights and when you're entertaining the lowlights. But I feel like at the end of the day, you are looking at life and not taking it so seriously. You are grounded. That's what I'm saying. Like, you are grounded. You are looking at the good and the bad, and you're seeing like, man, that was Tuesday. Like, it's Tuesday night. I'm probably gonna weep a little bit, or I'm eat some ice cream. Like, you're not doing anything too much to the extremes on either one. You're enjoying the highlights and really giving yourself to them, and then you're also making time to. This is fucking awesome. This is a sovereign being right now. You're a sovereign ass being. You're in that sovereignty, baby. If this is hitting and you're like, yeah, I ain't doing that shit, then you're stepping into that sovereignty like a boss. That's awesome. What else? There's something else here. What am I missing? This could just be in an area of your life, right? So this could be maybe you are doing a workout, right? And while you are going to your gym workouts, you are also enjoying some delicate carbs, okay? Enjoying your sugars as well. You're not depriving yourself entirely. You're moving at a pace that works. This is someone who work may be difficult or trying, but when you're doing what you can, right? If it's someone who's in school, work could be fun, but then it's also, you gotta do work. So you're managing that, you're balancing that. This is balance. It may not feel balanced, but you balancing, baby. Gang. Sorry, balance is like always synonymous with like Libra. So people are like, oh, Libra. In any case, it doesn't matter. I'm a Libra, so I just know Libra. I say Libra any chance I get. What else is this one? There's something else. If this is school, this is someone who recognizes that, fuck, I'm going to be in school for 4 years. I'm going to be in school for the next 7 months, or I'm going to be in this job for the next XYZ months in order to get to my next career move. Well, this is what it is, so I might as well make the best of it. That type of vibe. And so, yeah, you enjoy the good times, and you just kind of like, fuck the bad times, but you still kind of fuck them, You enjoy the fucking of them, if that makes sense. You indulge both the highlights and the lowlights, is what I'm saying. With school, school is going to end eventually, but you still do the thing. You still work through it. So it's that type of essence, basically, in this whatever field it is for you, where you are, I want to say going with the flow, but that's not really what it is. Like you're in the present, but then you're also not. You're enjoying the highlights and also acknowledging the lowlights and enjoying those as well. You're taking life as it is, and that's beautiful. That's awesome. Keep your light on, babe, and good luck.